It is a quiet day at the Eastern Hills Mall in the town of Clarence. In fact, the retail center is experiencing many quiet days these days. It's lost some stores. According to mall reps, sales revenue recently dropped a bit, so the mall is now considering a major change. It is looking at a plan to maybe convert the mall into a new lifestyle center. 7 Eyewitness News reporter Ali Tui explains.
Calm, quiet, crowd-free shopping. It's just the way Stephanie Coleman likes it here at Eastern Hills Mall on Transit Road in Clarence.
I like it here. I like the atmosphere, and I like that it's not crowded. I don't like a lot of crowds, so it's good for me.
And forget online shopping.
If I get clothes, I never return it because if it doesn't fit. So I'd rather come to the store, make sure it's exactly what I want first before I get it and then take it home.
But according to retail experts, online shopping is on the rise. That's causing fewer shoppers to visit stores in person.
We have experienced that ourselves. I know other malls in the area have also. So this is a way that we're going to try and beat that.
Mall marketing director Megan Hinton's talking about plans to convert the mall into a lifestyle center. It's early in the process, but the concept is similar to this one in Cleveland. The mall would basically stay the same other than possible cosmetic updates, and other businesses, including a hotel, would be added to the retail center. The goal would be to create a place to live, work, and play.
Hey everyone, Anthony back here with Ace's Adventures. Welcome to another Dead Mall episode. Today we are in Clarence, New York at the Eastern Hills Mall. And first and foremost, I just want to clarify that this dead mall is not really a dead mall, but it is a dead mall, and let me explain. So this mall is unlike other malls. I'm not saying that there are not other malls that are like this or have similar fates to this, but this mall is suffering from a couple of key factors. From an occupancy standpoint, this mall is pretty much filled, and it's filled in a rather unique way, and I will say that I have to give the management and the people that run this mall a lot of credit for keeping this mall afloat through some very tough complications. So this mall probably has at least an 80% occupancy rate. So like I said, from a dead mall, if there is a standard, it technically is not from that standpoint. And what the mall has done is they have lost a lot, and I mean a lot, of national chains and anchors and retail places. And what they've been able to successfully do to some extent is replace them with a lot of local vendors. And that's what gives this mall a unique feel to it. And even though, like I said, so right here you're seeing this is an old Hot Topic, and this is an old Journeys right here, which has turned into a reflexology place. I think that's just a local person. This was a Deb, which is now a like sparring karate type style place. This Zoomies is empty, so you kind of get the theme of where this is going. A lot of these places here is Rising Sun, which was American Eagle. So this is another one right here. I'm not sure what this was. I think this might have been a Pac Sun. So you get the idea here of what the theme of this mall is. A lot, I'd say, the majority of the stores that are in this mall are not national chains, but they've been able to survive with a mix of local retailers and national ones to this point. And the foot traffic in the mall has declined rapidly. As you can see here, there's not many people here. This was a Thursday afternoon when I filmed it, which is, I know, is not a peak time, but the majority of the time this mall is pretty slow. And they have plans to convert it into a lifestyle center. When that happens, you know, I'll believe it when it happens. But they are doing a great job. The mall smells good. It's very clean. There is security on staff. So, and it's in a pretty good area. It's on a road called Transit Road, which is a pretty big major thoroughfare here in the Buffalo, New York area. By the way, I love this area here. This is the main court of the mall, which is the most retro part of the mall, and you have these incredible fountains and the amazing lights and just the color schemes on the side with the purples and a little bit of the yellow and the teal color there. This is one of my favorite parts of the mall. It's nice to come here to go to Tim Hortons and just get a cup of hot chocolate, whatever, just kind of hang out. So great, as I always say, vintage aesthetics. I hope they never change this if they do update the mall. So I'll tell you a little bit about the mall here. This mall, like I said, is located in the town of Clarence. It's on Transit Road, as I had mentioned, which is a huge major retail commerce strip. The reason why it's called Eastern Hills Mall is because it refers to these really low hills that are part of the area. Buffalo is very flat, and there's a higher elevation in the bordering areas. It's called the Onondaga Escarpment, and that's where the name comes from, Eastern Hills Mall. And the mall is kind of in like a double L kind of format, kind of a shape to it. It's a rather unique shape where it's got two long strips and then it has the connecting piece in the middle and then anchors on either side. It does have some unique tenants in there. It does have a DMV office, as you're seeing here. It's got a Dipson Theaters, which is not uncommon, of course, but it does have some unique anchors. And this is a very large mall. The parking lot is enormous for this mall. So much unused space in this mall, and you know, like I said, from a standpoint of occupancy, it's not that dead, but this mall is in serious trouble, and there are a couple key factors why. One, I think, is just a general answer in being that the retail section is just not doing well right now. Two, it is very close to the massive Walden Galleria Mall, which personally I think is the #1 reason why it's struggling. The Galleria Mall is swallowing up all of the other small malls in the area. So
Dave & Buster's is saying goodbye to the Eastern Hills Mall. The popular restaurant will be moving to the Walden Galleria, according to Business First. Dave & Buster's will occupy a 30,000 square foot section of the Galleria currently under construction. Work is expected to be finished in time for a late summer or early fall opening next year.
Let's go over this one more time. Jack, Sophie, we're going to shop the holiday savings at the Eastern Hills Mall. Max Solutions Plus, then circle around to Giftology. Santa, Eastern Hills Mall has lots of stores, great gifts. No time to stop, just shop, shop, shop. Mark, Made in America, JCPenney's, Bon-Ton and Macy's, and mall gift cards. Great stocking stuffers. I'll be at Sears and things remembered.
Mom, wait.
Oh, sorry, just checking my list twice.
Can we go to lunch?
Dave & Buster's!
Or Duff's.
So here we are now making our way through the Niagara Emporium. This was formerly the Macy's. This is the first floor of the former Macy's. And I wanted to show you guys this just to show you how crazy the transformation has been. So basically what they're doing now in this store is it is basically like kind of like a flea market, swap meet kind of thing, where each they've got several different unique vendors that are selling different items, you know, antiques and stuffed animals, whatever. And then this here is really cool. So this here, one of the sections, it's crazy to think. I think this is where the perfume area was before. So they have turned this into a pet store, kind of mostly like an aquarium, fish store kind of thing with reptiles and such in the store here. It's really crazy just to see the transformation, and you see this guy here was giving me the stare down. But it's crazy to see how this area has transformed, and even though, like I said earlier, this mall is not technically a dead mall from an occupancy standpoint, this is a cool idea to put in this space. It remains to be seen just how effective it will be. I have not been in there on a weekend. The 2 or 3 times that I visited this area, it was pretty dead in there. So I do hope this works out. It's pretty cool. I like thrifting and antiquing, as a lot of us that are into dead malls and retro kind of things do. It's pretty kind of a stark contrast to see the old stuff in there and then see the older stuff, meaning the old logos for Calvin Klein and Tommy Hilfiger and all that. They didn't do a whole lot to change it. You see some paint areas here and there, but a lot of it is the same. And then you're going to see here in a second here, as I'm approaching, they've got one of the fitting room areas gated off. And so it's just kind of crazy to kind of see the contrast, where you can see the new areas and then you can see the remnants of the Macy's, kind of like the ghosts of Macy's past. And then you're going to see in a second here, we have a little bit of a treat for you. The gentleman that runs/owns this area here was kind enough to give me a tour, a quick run through of the abandoned section of the Macy's right here. So here's the escalator, of course, which was cool to see.
Come into Macy's after Christmas sale and clearance and see our electrifying values, like a complete Fisher stereo rack system. If purchased separately, $800, now $499. A Uniden 700-foot range cordless telephone, only $89. A Royal self-correcting electric typewriter, only $189. A 19-inch Quasar color portable TV, just $299. Plus 20% off all audio furniture. Our biggest sale for 1983 at Macy's after Christmas sale and clearance.
Make the right move. The right move. You gotta live to the rhythm you choose. Make the right move. Oh yeah. The right move. You gotta know your clothes are in the groove. Make the right move. For fashion that's hot, nothing that's not. The right move is Macy's Young Men's Action Shop and Juniors.
So if you guys haven't guessed already, what we're taking a look at here is the second floor Macy's. Magic Maker of the Month, by the way. That had to be like their Employee of the Month or whatever. What a funny name that was. But this is the second floor of the Macy's. As I had mentioned earlier, the Niagara Emporium flea market and trade swap kind of thing is what's going on the first floor. And the gentleman that was nice enough to let me take a quick tour of this upstairs here said that he was going to make it, open this second floor and use that too, but he said that there's so many code things that he'd have to do, and just so much work that financially it just wasn't, didn't make sense to make this into something. So for now it sits vacant. I know that it was a Halloween display for a little bit, so it sits vacant for now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tour of the Eastern Hills Mall. Like I had said earlier, this is not a dead mall per se, but it is in trouble, and continues to have financial issues, and as traffic gets taken away from it. So this is Anthony with Ace's Adventures. Thank you so much. Check out our Patreon page. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. There's much more stuff coming up with dead malls and just stuff on the channel in general. We're heading to California in 3 weeks, and I'm excited for that. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be back soon with more dead mall content right here at Ace's Adventures.